Once upon a time, in a village deep in the heart of Ghana, there lived a woman named Adjoa. Adjoa was known throughout the village for her kindness, her beauty, and her gentle nature. Despite her many admirable qualities, there was one thing that brought great sadness to Adjoa's heart. She had been married for many years but had not been blessed with a child. One day, as Adjoa was walking along the banks of the river, lost in her thoughts, she heard a soft, melodious voice calling out to her. Startled, she looked around but saw no one. Then, to her amazement, she saw a snake, its scales shimmering in the sunlight, coiled at the base of a tree. "Do not be afraid, Adjoa," the snake said, its voice gentle and soothing. "I mean you no harm. I have come to offer you a gift that will bring joy to your heart." Adjoa was both frightened and intrigued. She had never heard of a snake speaking before, let alone offering gifts. "What kind of gift?" she asked, her curiosity piqued. "I have been watching you, Adjoa," the snake replied. "I have seen the sorrow in your eyes, the longing in your heart. I can give you the one thing you desire most, a child." Adjoa's heart skipped a beat. Could this be true? Could a snake truly give her a child? She hesitated, unsure of what to believe. But deep down, she felt a glimmer of hope, a spark of something magical. "Trust me, Adjoa," the snake whispered. "I am no ordinary snake. I am a creature of magic, and I can make your wish come true." With a leap of faith, Adjoa accepted the snake's offer. The snake disappears, and then, in the place of the snake, there lay a beautiful baby boy, his eyes sparkling with intelligence and kindness. Overjoyed, Adjoa took the baby boy home and named him Kwesi. However, as the baby grew, Adjoa noticed something strange. His son had scales like a snake and moved with a slithering motion. The villagers were shocked and whispered among themselves, calling the baby the human snake. Some even suggested that the child was cursed and should be abandoned. But Adjoa, being a kind and loving mother, refused to listen to their cruel words. She cared for his son with all her heart, despite the challenges they faced. Kwesi grew up to be a remarkable young man, known throughout the village for his wisdom, his kindness, and his gentle nature. However, despite his good nature, the villagers still treated him with fear and mistrust. One day, a terrible drought struck the village, and the crops withered in the fields. The villagers were hungry and desperate, unable to find food or water. Adjoa knew that they needed help, so she asked Kwesi to use his unique abilities to help the village. Kwesi slithered through the dry earth, searching for water. After a long journey, she found a hidden spring deep in the forest. She brought the precious water back to the village, saving them from thirst and starvation. The villagers were amazed and grateful, realizing that Kwesi was not a curse but a blessing in disguise. From that day on, the villagers accepted Kwesi as one of their own, celebrating his kindness and bravery. One day, while Kwesi was helping an old woman fetch water from the river, Kwesi met a beautiful girl named Yaya. Yaya was the daughter of a nearby village chief and was as kind-hearted as she was beautiful. Kwesi and Yaya quickly became friends, spending their days together and sharing their dreams and stories. As time went by, Kwesi fell deeply in love with Yaya. He wanted to tell her his secret but feared she would be frightened and never want to see him again. Despite his worries, Kwesi's love for Yaya grew stronger every day. One evening, as the sun was setting, Kwesi decided to confess his love to Yaya. He gathered his courage and went to her home. Yaya was sitting outside, enjoying the cool evening breeze. Kwesi took a deep breath and told her how he felt. To his relief, Yaya smiled and said she felt the same way. She had also fallen in love with him. However, when Yaya's parents found out about their relationship, they were not pleased. The village chief and his wife believed that Kwesi was not good enough for their daughter. They didn't know about his secret but thought he was too poor and ordinary to marry someone as special as Yaya. They forbade Yaya from seeing Kwesi and warned her to stay away from him. Heartbroken, Yaya tried to explain to her parents that she loved Kwesi and that he was a good person. But they wouldn't listen. They were determined to keep them apart. One night, unable to bear being away from Yaya, Kwesi decided to reveal his secret to her parents, hoping it would show them how much he loved her. He went to their house and asked to speak with them. Hesitantly, they agreed. "Chief, I need to tell you something important," Kwesi said, his voice trembling. "I am not like other boys. I have a special gift that turns me into a snake anytime that I want to. Yaya's parents were shocked and horrified. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. Terrified, the chief and his wife chased him away, shouting that they would never allow their daughter to be with a monster. Heartbroken, Yaya tried to explain to her parents that she loved Kwesi and that he was a good person. But they wouldn't listen. They were determined to keep them apart. One day, a terrible disaster struck the village. A fierce and mighty serpent began to terrorize the people, destroying crops, attacking livestock, and even threatening the villagers. The chief, desperate to save his people, announced a reward for anyone who could defeat the serpent. Many brave warriors tried, but none succeeded. Kwesi knew this was his chance to prove his worth. He told Yaya that he would face the serpent. That night, as the moon rose, Kwesi transformed into his snake form and slithered into the forest, ready to confront the monstrous serpent. When he found the serpent, Kwesi used his cunning and bravery to outsmart and defeat it. The battle was fierce, but Kwesi's determination and love for Yaya gave him the strength to prevail. With the serpent defeated, Kwesi returned to the village. The villagers were amazed and overjoyed. When Kwesi transformed back into a boy at sunrise, the chief and his wife realized that Kwesi has been badly wounded. Yaya's parents finally understood that Kwesi's true worth lay in his courage and selflessness. Yaya ran to Kwesi, embracing him with tears of joy. The chief, filled with gratitude and admiration, apologized to Kwesi and welcomed him as a hero. He granted Kwesi his blessing to marry Yaya, but Kwesi died a few hours later, leaving Yaya in tears. Yaya's parents and the whole village learned to see beyond appearances and understand the power of love and kindness. They learned that everyone, no matter how different, deserves love and respect. Kwesi became a legend in the village, remembered as the boy who became a hero and proved that love and courage can overcome any obstacle.